Now the next one is we're going to flip it back to Deep Sky Stacker, and we're going to look at how we did with the Canon camera. Now, I did not take calibration frames with this one. I don't know how this one's going to turn out, so this will be interesting. Because I have never stacked an image using the Canon camera up to this point. Never done it. I've had it and really never used it. I've used it for wide field, but not for actual like imaging. So this will be interesting. We'll just use the JPEG ones for now, I guess, because the raw ones won't show up. Remove from list. It's there. The latest DSS can read CR2 after stacking. Well, I'm on 3.3.4. I don't know if this is the latest one or not. This is my dumb, my dumb self saying, "Oh, I think everything's gonna work tonight. Everything's gonna be great." I'm a dummy, but that's okay. Fine. We'll see what this looks like. I just want to see, because I'm just as intrigued as anybody. I remember having problems in Deep Sky Stacker. I definitely remember going through and then trying to figure it all out, and just want to see what this comes up here. 69 stars. Bring it down a little bit here. Okay. And we'll use the... We'll just apply it. Okay. Want to get it. Oh. Darn it! There we go, that's what I wanted. Okay, so now let's try it. Let's see what it's going to do. This is 1 hour of images, so we'll see what we get. And you get to see it. You get to see it in real time, which is super cool. And Happy New Year to everybody out there. I know I said it on January 4th, but today's the 11th. It's one week, which is so cool. Thank you, Ray Clay. It is a beautiful image. This is taken with the Canon 1000D. It's a modified camera, so looking good for a preliminary image. I like it. It's not bad. This was a 10-minute image, and we took 6 that night, which is super awesome. So it's stacking the images right now, computing the offsets. Exactly, let us do all the work. We love doing the work. Although, Mark loves to explain it very, very well. And he is really good at letting people know what certain objects are and how they got there and what year it was discovered and how the gases and all that stuff. I'm not all that great with that stuff. I just love taking the pictures and just exposing the living hell out of it. Like, Mark will take 20, 30, 40-second exposures unguided and jump to like 15, 20 objects in a single night. I'll pick one object that I will just absolutely image it like crazy. I mean, if I wanted to, I'd love to do like 35-minute exposures. And imagine if I got that in with a monochrome camera. Imagine that. That would be crazy. If I got it in a monochrome camera. With 30-minute exposures, that would be sick. Alright, let's see what we're going to get here. This may not be a good image, but hey, for preliminary, it's a processing party. Why not? I've yet to see what these images look like, so let's see. No, this was not captured with a CCD camera. This was actually captured with a DSLR. So this was a Canon 1000D that was modified. So this was a modified camera, so this is not CCD. This was not cooled or anything like that, or all that good stuff. So this is like rudimentary, you know, considering what you know what's going on. That turned out crazy. That's ridiculous. That's with a freaking. That's crazy. What the frick? Oh, I'm gonna have some fun with this one. Are you kidding me? This is with a DSLR. And again, this is without any calibration frames whatsoever. No calibration frames. And there is a gigantic dust mote right there. Like, with flats, that could disappear real fast. Make it a little bit darker so you can really see it a little bit better. That's perfect right there. That's crazy. And actually, the ISO, all I used for this one was 100 ISO. That's it. 100 ISO. And I do need a field flattener for this because you can see at the top left, the stars look like junk. The stars look like crap. Because the field flattener will actually level the field. So like on my QHY, the QHY is a flat field. Like the corners, the stars are pristine. Perfect pinpoint stars on all four corners. The only filter that I'm using with the Canon 1000D is a CLS filter. That's it. So I got this with a modified DSLR with a CLS filter. So what you could do with a DSLR is just crazy. That's just crazy. And then of course, then we can process it and make it look even better. Rose DSLR. And naturally, of course, I can go into like post-processing and spend that time, like I said before, where I can really go nuts and really go at it. So now we'll go back to right now. I'm going to make a copy. And then we're going to use the gradient exterminator. And again, what this is going to do is it's going to create the colors to be a flat field. So now you can see the difference. Like, that's and that's with it. So you can see the difference, which makes it a little bit better. Yeah, CLS modded. From light pollution, by the way, too. I'm in the red zone. I'm at 1800% with the light pollution. The exposure time for each frame was 600 seconds, so 10 minutes. So these are 10-minute exposures. And then what I'll do next is I will use make stars smaller. Actually, this turned out extremely good on the stream. My God. I didn't think it turned out that well. Now we'll use the space noise reduction. That'll be next on my list, is getting the field flattener for this second scope. Eventually, down the road. I got too much backed up and too much stuff going on. I'd love to get it, but I don't have the funds for it right now. But boy, I'd love to get one, because that would be just crazy. I can get one where I can just do like the North American Nebula, because the field of view with this camera is great. Because remember, DSLR, the sensor is gigantic compared to regular sensors. Like this one, I think it's 23 by 19 millimeters, I think. So like the chip itself is almost an inch wide. That's crazy. Now, of course, it's not full frame. It's not the Sony like Mark uses or Bill uses. The frame on that is, those are full frame cameras. Those are insane. Those are the best cameras out there. Now, of course, for deep sky, Jurgen, you would know the 1600 mm is what it's called, I think. That's the one you want. And now we're going to enhance the DSO. And then with colored images, I use what's called increased star color. So the reds become more red, the whites become more white, and you get more detail out of it. Now I could use the less, what is it? The less crunchy, more fuzzy. So that's that compared to this. So it makes it stand out more. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the levels. Yeah, I can't wait to really work at this and really work on the detail. Yeah, exactly. The light pollution can really screw things up big time. It can really mess things up, and it all depends on how clear it is that night. Like, you know, seeing, transparency, humidity, that's another good one. I think this night that we captured it, it was just absolutely fantastic. It was just a wonderful, wonderful night. So that's that one. I think it turned out pretty damn good.